Welcome everyone. It's Interfleet Broadcasting, pop culture, sci-fi, news, entertainment channel. Welcome everybody. It's me, New York Pete, and it's the Tipsy Toaster.
Hey there.
And we are passionate about our the shows and the TV and the 70s and 80s movies, cartoons that we used to watch, and we happen to be big fans of Battlestar Galactica, and we're here to share the passion with you guys. So thanks for coming on board, Chris. We got a bunch of shout outs to do real quick.
Sure.
Let's see. Stream Elements, James, Paul, Chuck, John. Thanks for joining us live. Appreciate support. And as you guys come on, I'll do the Jeff.
There we go.
Of course, Jeff is with us. Jeff Walters, of course. Thank you, Jeff. And as you guys come on, we appreciate you taking the time out and joining us. Our numbers are going up, which are great. Usually after the big cons and the coverage that we do, we still have more videos, but things are happening. So thank you for joining us. We have a lot of new fans from Brazil and the Philippines. We appreciate you tuning in. And the rest of the United States, the rest of the world, Canada, everywhere else. Thank you for joining us. And as you pop up, Rob Baum. Hey, Rob, thanks for coming on. Hey, Fran, what's up?
Super fan.
What's up? That's great. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate the support. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I got a box of goodies that I want to share with you guys. So we'll talk about that. And don't forget, don't hesitate to chat. Glad that you're here. Looking for Razor Ramon, looking for Lola, and the rest. So as you guys come on, don't be shy to put up a quick word or two. Chris, how are you making out there?
Busy. Yeah, I'm
busy.
I'm at the what would I call this? Probably Mount Hecla.
Yes.
It's not quite that cold, but it is remote.
It's remote, and you're doing well. Charlene, thanks for joining us. Always nice to see you when you come on, Charlene. Excellent. Does
anybody
Chris,
Does anybody know Mount Hecla? Does anybody know what that is?
Georgian House. Mount Hecla. Come on. Of course everybody knows.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Laskowski. Good day from down under. Yes. What's up, buddy? How are you? Mount Hecla. Everybody knows what Mount Hecla is. We're waiting, guys. Come on. Put it up. Okay. I'm gonna make a wish. the mini Cylon Buddha that Chris picked up for me at the New York Comic Con from Monkey Chris. Got a nice Planet Zero, of course, Fran. Come on. Yes. On Arcta. Yes, Rob. Thanks.
Yeah,
right,
look at that
cool.
ball. Robert even got the planet.
Yeah, man. Come on. What do you think? Good evening from Atlanta. Scott Gin, Atlanta. Yes. Excellent. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, Scott. Well, hopefully you'll join us for Dragon Con. We'll be there for that for sure. As well as Paul. Paul already put the dragons up, so he's all excited about it still.
Yeah, he's going. We're going. I got my hotel reserved. I got my tickets. So IFB is going to be well represented, and we're shooting for a panel, at least one panel, right, Chris? We should be able to handle at least one panel. Yankees, I don't know, call. It's better not spoken. So I remember Atlantia.
Remember Atlantia. That needs to be a new T-shirt. Yeah, with a big explosion on the front shirt.
Oh no.
Yeah.
See,
remembering Atlantia.
Yeah,
I had friends on that base star or Battlestar.
See, you're all messed up tonight. That's a good T-shirt, though.
Yeah.
I think I like that T-shirt.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're definitely going to be covering more of the chapter on the primary cast, the official Battlestar Galactica scrapbook. So that's part of tonight, and of course, Tiny Bean is coming on, and she'll be talking to us about a whole bunch of stuff. Ed Igmo, what's up? Rebuild the Atlantis. What's up? What's up, my friend Tony? How are you? It's good that you're here. Appreciate it. We missed you at New York Comic Con. Fran says I got my room reserved. About 30-minute walk. Okay, I mean,
not too bad.
All said and done.
It's about a mile. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about a mile away as well, so that's
That's
cool.
about where I'm
We're
at. I'm
gonna have a great time.
about 20 minutes away, 15, 20 minutes away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony, are you
like I
going
said,
to Atlanta?
if you're lucky and you keep an eye on the the
The
I guess
host
it's the
hotels?
Dragon Con Host Hotel Facebook page. They'll let you know when
Most
they open up the
most
Hunger
of them
Games.
most of them are sold out already.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky when you get closer. Some people duck out or something, but yeah, not normally.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be there this upcoming Dragon Con. Chris and I'll be there, so we're gonna definitely look to coordinating stuff. Right, there's gonna be
Yeah.
events, and we're looking to hopefully set up a scavenger hunt. So stay tuned, guys, because we're gonna be doing stuff at Dragon Con. In the meantime,
What do you got
let's
tonight?
let's toast. I have something called a moment on the lips, a chocolate orange milk stout. I've never had one of
That
these
sounds
before.
amazing.
And thank you, Fran, super
Yep.
fan Fran. Thank you for our
And
treating us to
I
drinks
can't.
tonight.
My
Appreciate it.
my auto focus isn't working tonight because my
Oh
camera
boy,
got shut down incorrectly, and I was in a hurry to get all this set up. But hopefully you can see that. But that is a hold it
atomic
here.
pumpkin.
It's called Atomic Pumpkin Spicy Release. So it is a spicy pumpkin. Give it a shot tonight, and it's by Voodoo Ranger. Voodoo
All
Ranger.
right, Voodoo Ranger.
So we will be toasting with those tonight. Thank you again, Fran. Super fan,
Yes,
Fran.
super fan Fran. Thank you, Fran. Of course, everybody already should know that Fran Severn is a big time writer. From back in the day, she helped put together one of the Galactica reunion conventions. She worked on the staff on the committee for that, and she just published. She just had a book published,
Yeah,
and it has to do with
riders of a certain
horses.
age. Yeah,
Yes,
riders of a
right at a
certain
certain
age.
age. So it's about horses and riding and when you're a little older. And I have my copy which I have to get autographed, but chocolate orange, that's the flavor combination for Sabra, the Israeli liquor. One sip and they can do a root canal and you won't notice.
I'll have to try that
Well,
one. I have to look for that
let's see
one.
if this works the
I'm
same.
sure they don't sell that
Let's
at the
try it.
VABC store.
Ah, Fran, thank you so much. So, when you're ready, Chris, I am ready.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Well,
Because we're
well,
going
hang
to
on.
toast the fans.
What are you drinking in?
I am drinking in I put it in the dishwasher
Uh huh.
and no,
Still haven't
I
changed it
didn't.
yet. I'm impressed.
No, I haven't
So
changed it. Oh, what are you
tonight,
drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm blessed with a second. So my daughter does these.
Oh,
Shameless
wow.
plug.
Oh,
Nerd
yeah.
Degree Burns does
Yeah, yeah.
Battlestar stuff on Etsy, but
Yeah.
this is a second because the words were too small, so she wouldn't sell it. So I get to keep it. So it is. Paul should recognize this one. I think Paul bought one, and
Yeah. Oh,
the
cool.
words are bigger. And then of course on the other side is actually the Pegasus helmet. It's got the winged
Oh,
horse on
yeah.
it.
I could just barely make that out. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I bring
cool.
it closer, but it just blurs.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. All right. Sorry, buddy.
So
Uh,
you
Clay,
ready?
thanks for joining. And of course, I'd buy that for $1. That's right, James. Carl Cullen shit. Hey, Carl, Angry Orchard. I know I have it. I bought the case. I bought a case of the Angry Orchard. They're really good. Awesome mug. Yes, of course. So, without further ado, guys,
Right.
hold on. Yeah, here we go. Ready? One,
One.
two, three. All right. All right. Got that. And
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah, okay, here we
Go.
go.
Yeah. We're gonna toast, and this is again. Thank you, Fran, for buying us drinks. Oh boy. Oof.
I think I need two of these. The mug is too big.
Just two? Stand by. Let
fill
me
the mug.
just hold on a second. I couldn't tilt this too much because every time I do, I end up pouring it on
Keyboard.
my keyboard. Yeah, so I just gotta
Sticky
check
keyboards
that
are
out.
not good
Yeah, no
things.
kidding. Yeah. I
So,
bought the glass silver spar. Ooh,
yep.
you bought the glass silver spar.
Yep.
Was Angry Orchard started by Johnny Appleseed after Sirius Bender? Rob, maybe. It's possible. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this.
All right.
And we want to make sure that we recognize everybody out there. So, Chris, take it away.
Yeah. So everybody, if you haven't joined us before, this is all about the fans. We are here to fuel the fleet. So all the fans out there that keep all of the fandoms running, whether it be V or Logan's Run or Battlestar Galactica or whatever it may be, even Willow or whatever the new shows that are coming out, you are fans. And those fans are what fuel the fleets of those fandoms. So we always say, we always toast to all those people out there that actually does the work on all this stuff, and the people behind the scenes who are fans and make that happen, make the shows popular, which is most of you. So here's to you. And we always say, Pete,
Fans fuel the fleet.
fans.
Here's to you guys. Wow. Well, that's different.
Oh, I think I
That,
have a new favorite beer.
Wow.
Oh,
So
that's good. That's really good.
it's got the oh. It's not funny.
Let's do a close up on Pete. There we go. He's sticking
Can
his
you see
keyboards
it?
together.
Can you see it just like leaking out all over the place?
It's because you're putting
It
that
went all over.
cider stuff into a Cylon glass. The Cylon glass doesn't like that. He
went all over.
wants the harder stuff.
Yeah, it did not go not on the keyboard and not on the book. That's the most important thing. So it will. Yeah, I will survive. But anyway, cheers to everybody. Yeah, Paul,
This is
yeah,
really
it's
good, Pete. I mean, this is this is spicy and pumpkin-y, and makes me feel all fall inside.
Mine has a real heavy dark chocolate aftertaste. It's good, and it's gonna leave rings all over the place as I put it down.
And that beer is local for me. That one's a local beer.
You know what? Mine is
Should be Parkway Brewing Company.
Salem, Virginia. Yeah.
Yep. Parkway
good
Brewing
stuff.
Company,
Good
Salem,
stuff.
Virginia. They got some really good beers up here.
Good stuff. So
That's where Mount Hecla
to-
is located, by the way.
Well, it could be. Anything's possible, man. I believe you.
Yep.
If that's what you want to believe, then I'm all for it. There's a couple of things I want to share, Chris.
Sure.
I told you that.
Let me throw you up on the screen, which doesn't sound right. There we go.
Okay. So as I clean up the mess from my actual beer, I wanted to. Well, so first of all, I just want everybody to know that Captain Martin is here. Okay, he's hanging. All right. So just let you know. And Captain Martin, of course, is our mascot, and he's going to be traveling with us more. However, I did want to tell you guys that, first of all, we have the Jupiter experience. So Tom is coming on in November. Look for that interview, Lost in Space. And we're also going to have Doug. Doug is coming on, and he's going to talk to us about, model building on the 1-to-1 scale, and they make vehicles as well. So both of them are secured for November. But I also wanted to share a couple. I got a package, a gift package, and I wanted to share this. I don't know if any of you have actually read this before, Star Wars Death Troopers. So I think that might be fun. I got
That does
that.
look interesting.
Yeah, it does, right? And I also received the following. I got this, Thrawn Ascendancy. How about that?
Never heard of
I
it.
don't know if any of you guys read any of these.
That's Timothy
this is,
Zahn, right?
Yes, it is, and
Yeah.
this is now canon. This is the third book, and it's canon. I don't know. How about this thing? Look at this.
What is that?
The Force Awakens.
Book and magnetic playlist? The heck is that?
Play set.
Oh, play set.
Yes. Create your own epic scenes from the Star Wars The Force Awakens. How about that? Huh?
Sounds like the old
Yeah.
color forms.
Color forms. Yeah.
Color
Check
forms
this
are
out.
awesome.
That's pretty
And
cool. Where are my Lego people? Do I see any of the Lego people?
well, what was the we had a person talk to us offline with the Viper from the
Yes,
company. We'll have to,
we did. Al was on.
yeah, Al.
Thrawn books are absolutely amazing. Mediocre Modeler, thanks for joining us. Game of Thrones, yes. And if it doesn't have Jar Jar on it, I'm not interested because Jar Jar is the
Amen.
hero.
Amen.
Stormtroopers can
Hang
kill,
on,
I
hang
think,
on.
only if they have the virus, Paul.
Jar
And,
Jar. This is the Jar Jar.
and, how about that? Got that one too.
What's that
That was
one?
all part of the care package, the gift package I got today. So I
I
wanted
need to
share
go.
that.
Next time I'm to your house, I'm going to go in and steal one of the big pieces out of that. Just
This
to drive you insane.
Yeah, this is like check this out. It's like 1,000 pieces or something. It's like
474 pieces.
okay. So there you go. So yeah, so I got those today, and being that they are very much in line with everything that we enjoy, I figured I'd share that with all of you guys. I was like, okay, well, so that's that, and so I will be busy this Christmas season. I will be very busy playing with Legos. BSG Team Viper in the house. That's right. Who sent the care package? It's a gift from a coworker. A coworker of mine sent that for. It's in the spirit of the holidays that are upcoming, and so he sent it. Sent it. So I was like, oh, cool. He shared it today, and
Carl told me to take the figurines.
okay, great. So I'm gonna lock this stuff up. Stormtroopers only kill things that are already dead. Yeah, no kidding. PSG Team Viper. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, very cool. So, that's what I want to share that with all you guys, and I thought it's kind of cool. I know that some of our watchers love to do the Legos, and so I was like, hey, unfortunately, there is no official Lego Galactica vehicles, but you can get them. There's companies that are out there
What
that
was it?
do. I have one. Remember, Chris? I
Yeah.
showed it. I showed everybody. I got it
Hang
last
on, let me find
Christmas.
the. I'll try to find the. Wait, it's Al, right?
Yes, it's Al. Al.
I can't find it.
We yeah, he had sent us some stuff. I actually own I have one. I bought the Viper one.
Yeah,
The
and it's
small
already destroyed, which is awesome. I mean, you don't even have to put it
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah. I'm gonna put that together. I
No, you
want to
don't need to
work
put it
on that.
together.
They also
It's already the way it's supposed to be in a
let
baggie
me tell you
in
something.
pieces.
That same
It's,
company also has a Battlestar. They have a
yes.
Battlestar Galactica, but it's
Yep.
it's it's really really big. It's not small. It's like I think it's like a 3 foot Galactica.
Yeah, I
So
can't
you gotta
find it.
like where you gonna put that? But anyway, and it's a little bit on the pricey side. It's I'm sure it's a lot of fun. So if you have time and you want to get something like that, I think it's called Venado, the company.
Yeah.
They're legit. They're I don't know. They're in uh, so I don't know if they're in Singapore, Malaysia, something like that.
Yeah. Hang
But
on. See if
they're
I can find
legit.
it.
My guy bought stuff. Carl is a Lego master. Is he now? All right. Well, share some of your pictures, man. Let's come on.
Mock
Don't be
sets.
afraid.
That's it. MOC.
Yeah, mock
There you go.
sets. Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you got it. You found it?
I found it. And we also have a discount code somewhere. No.
Yes,
No.
from
No,
last show. We got
yeah, we got a discount code. We'll have to look. We'll have to post it.
yeah, because
Battlestar.
they have some really cool. They got the Battlestar. They have the Viper. I don't know if they ever
There we go.
released. Oh, they have other. What else? What other ships do they have? Oh my God.
Some of the new series.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't
Gotta
want your
put that
Star
up.
Wars TIE fighter. Get lost.
It's a TIE bomber, but it's beside the point. Paul, put it up. Put it up.
It is up.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
it's not up
guys!
yet.
I don't
Oh,
know.
hang on.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Oh, it looks like there's the classic Battlestar. Ooh. Oh man, that's really cool. See, I have the Viper Mark One that's on there.
Yeah, here's
I
the
I
classic.
actually ordered that. I got it. So, how much is the
3,000.
Battlestar? Yeah, it's only
$100.
$100. Not bad. I mean, it's not bad, guys. How big is it though?
It is, oh crap. Alexa, how many inches is 48 centimeters?
48 centimeters is about
48 centimeters.
18
Actually-
inches. It's 18 inches long.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's actually almost 19, but
I probably set everybody else's A off too.
yeah, that's not bad. That's kind of big though, but it's pretty cool.
That's
That's
supposed
pretty
to be nice
cool.
and big. Look at that.
It's almost 19 inches. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a nice size, guys. Yeah, it's not bad.
I think I'm going to have to get myself a Christmas present.
Oh, that's I like these pictures. When it first came out, it didn't have a lot of pictures.
Oh, look, you can see the inside.
Oh, wow.
It's got little things on the inside.
Oh man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe this should be a project. And I'm gonna actually Bricks in the Wild. We're gonna
Yeah, Bricks in the Wild.
start. We're gonna
That's
actually
a
start
company.
promoting. Yeah, we're gonna start promoting
So that's that
our
one.
6-hour marathon that we're gonna be doing in December.
Maybe in 6
and
hours
so-
I can build it. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
we can build some of it as we do. Sean, thanks for joining us. Hope all is well on your end. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody knows Sean Shallow from Battlestar Bulletin Board.
You know, it's funny that they list these things here, but you know that one's huge. 3,782 pieces. Phew. Watch this. So
Okay.
you type in Battlestar, only Battlestar shows up, but I type in Cylon.
What do you get?
There is the old Cylon Raider
Ooh.
there.
Oh boy! Oh, that's cool.
$20.
Oh, that's cool.
That's not bad at all.
Oh, how big is he though?
16 by 21 by 5
16 what?
centimeters.
Centimeters?
Alexa, how many inches is 16
It's
centimeters?
it's almost 6.5.
16 centimeters
I have a tape
is
measure.
about 6.3 inches.
6.3 inches. And then, Alexa, how many? Oh, it's 21.
I don't have an answer for that.
Oh, shut up.
21?
21 centimeters.
20? That's like 8 inches, 8.25 inches.
That's the
pretty-
width, probably.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
6 by 8. That's not bad. For $20?
That's nice. Yeah, it is
Back.
cool, Paul. Very cool stuff. All right. Well, I don't know, guys. I mean, this is kind of stuff. Not that we're going to be building during our 6 hour, but it'd be kind of cool maybe if we, I'll show you my Viper. I'll bring it back.
I could do a time lapse with one of my new cameras.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I want one so cool. Hey, Tara, what's up? Great deal. Yeah, I know. It's definitely.
And I can't
affordable
remember
and-
the if we find it, if
Yeah.
Al comes on, he can remind us. But there's a,
Yeah, Al, if you come, Al, if you're
if-
listening, please
yeah.
put it up.
put up
so-
the
Yeah.
code. I think it was LV7.
Don't put it out until we know what it is exactly, because
Yeah.
it was a nice discount code. So yeah, if we can use that and actually get
Yep.
get some of these, that'd be kind of cool. I have the Viper, and I showed it off last year. So for those of you that actually watched last year's episode around Christmas time, I actually showed it off. So I'll dig it up and maybe I'll just put it together for during the special. I think that's probably what I'll do. So I think Tiny Bean is.
Oh, I
is
gotta
in the
find her.
green
Hang
room.
on. Sorry,
So
Tiny.
yeah, she's on.
I gotta
Control
find.
the AI, including Daggets. Yes, you do. Great deal. Yeah, man. So thanks for joining, everybody. Oh, yeah. Tiny Bean's here. And we're going to have a little bit of a discussion on some of
Hang on, let
these
me see if
shows.
I got audio with her.
All right, let's see if we can get some audio because we,
All right. Go ahead and say something.
yes.
Hey guys, how's it going?
There's a little
Good,
Good
what's
to be
up?
back. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Awesome.
We-
Yay.
we
How's it
have-
going? Oh my gosh, I want that Cylon Raider. That is the greatest deal.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Oh,
But
Clay
it-
says
but it's-
hello. Says hi, Tara.
But
Hey
Pete's,
guys.
yeah, where's Pete's got one, but it's in the right. It's all in pieces, so it's perfect for the Viper. It's already been
No.
destroyed.
I'm going to put it. Okay, see, so now I have to put it together. Now that you kind of poo-pooed it.
Well, that
I
the same
have
thing
to
with the
actually
Battlestar.
put
I
it-
mean, it comes in the baggies. You just if you
Oh.
really want to relive the Atlantea, you just take the baggie and just throw it up into space. Let it fall all over the place.
All right, so I'm gonna send you.
Amazing.
Here it is, the
Call.
Atlantia.
Carl sent me a couple of pictures of his stuff. Oh
Ooh,
my
uh-huh.
God, I sent it your way. It's just
Oh,
so cool. He's
All
got
right, let's see if I can-
what? Oh my God! All right, Carl's got a lot of cool stuff. So, all right. Well,
Okay, we'll look at it.
look.
no
I'll
surprise.
find it and bring it up.
Okay, cool. So, greetings from Paul. It's Tiny Bean's house
Hi,
now. Hey, girl. Hey, from Mediocre Modeler.
hi, Paul.
And yeah. Tara, I watched. Let's talk about it at the end. I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that I finished watching, and
Oh, good.
so why don't you do your thing, and then we'll converse on some of the shows and stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Well, greetings, IFB fans. Great to be back in the green room as always. Hope everyone is doing well. Tonight, I have some brief up and coming news on some new stuff and teases of info on a few things we've been following. Then, ready to chat up on updates on some of your series we've been following this season. Some are done, some are almost done, or halfway there. So, ready to discuss those with you all. Now, let's start in previews land. A new sci-fi thriller will hit Amazon Prime Video tomorrow called The Peripheral.
Oh yeah,
Now,
this looks
I
good.
know shows, right? Does this look good? Now, I feel like shows like this drop all the time, and they all kind of look alike. So I like to look for reasons why I should recommend that you guys spend time on something, and I think I found a couple of compelling reasons that you may agree with. This one has a lot going for it. It's starring Clett and Gary Carr, and it's about a woman in the far future who she's a gamer, and there's lots of crazy stuff going on in the world, and somehow she stumbles upon an alternate reality. Now, this is based on a novel by William Gibson, and it's in the hands
Oh,
of Westworld creators and producers Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. So that is enough for me to sit up and take notice, right? Now, get this. It was adapted by the writer Scott B. Smith. He wrote the novel and the screenplay for one of my favorite movies, 1998's crime drama A Simple Plan with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton. If you guys remember that one, it was about brothers in a small town and they discover this crashed plane in the woods with a whole pile of money in it. Great film. If you get a chance, watch that and you'll see what I'm talking about. Do yourself a favor, check that one out. And that makes me want to go all in on this series. It drops tomorrow. Early buzz seems promising, so I will update you all on that one as it unfolds. Next up, I've got some teasers of info about some great stuff we're looking forward to that's in the more far or future. New info keeps hitting about Picard Season 3, and I know we talked about this one a lot. It's going to hit February 16th, 2023. And as we've discussed, they are bringing back the whole cast of Next Generation. And the early images look amazing. But I just found out that they are also bringing back another great Next Gen villain. Anyone remember Moriarty from the
ooh,
Sherlock Holmes holodeck simulation that goes wrong and brings him into the real world? So excited. So
ooh.
they are bringing him back. That is going to be fun. And I'm also hearing to prepare for it to be a dark season where no character is safe. So stay tuned. Now, one of the most fun shows we talked about and followed way back in 2019 was Good Omens, starring
Oh
David
yeah,
Tennant and Michael Sheen. Wasn't that fun?
that
Oh,
was a
that was
fun
so
show.
adorable.
I got the
Right?
audiobook. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh, it's so good. You'll really appreciate it, and you'll see like what a great job they did on this series with it. It's this tale of the bungling of Armageddon by an unlikely pair, an angel and a demon, and it's based on the book by Neil Gaiman and the late Terry Pratchett. And I thought the series was just delightfully fun, and it's basically the whole story of the book in that one season. I thought it was it. So it is a surprise and a joy when they announced that a second season with these beloved characters will be coming, and I cannot wait for what is in store. I hear John Hamm is back as the ridiculous Angel Gabriel, and Frances McDormand as the voice of God. Now, this one is scheduled to hit next summer, and I will be following it really closely for details and updates. Just the idea of this makes me smile, so hopefully you'll join me on that one. And then we have one that we've waited a long time for. the next installment in the Planet of the Apes. This one is
Oh,
called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
oh,
They've announced that it's going to star Owen Teague as Cornelius, the son of Caesar, the main attraction from the last three films that wrapped up back in 2019. This one is currently in production. Details are sketchy, other than that it takes place many years in the future since the events of War for the Planet of the Apes, and it won't drop until May of 2024. So, here's my suggestion. Here's a great rewatch all of the ape stuff you want to get ready. You got lots of time. And I mean, twist my arm, always up for anything Planet of the Apes. So let's all rewatch them all together and we'll all be ready for 2024. Now, on to what we're watching and following now. Excuse me. I have spent the last number of weeks immersed in The Rings of Power and House of the Dragon. Now, Rings concluded for the season, and they answered a lot of key questions about character identities, and I think they did a really solid job. Criticisms about messing with the timeline and other elements of the source material, I totally get that. But the overall effect is still pretty spellbinding. I do think they relied heavily on affecting a Tolkien style of dialogue, which can seem stilted or dated, especially in comparison to more modern written fantasy stuff, but I like it. That doesn't bother me. I never once thought I was watching anything but a Tolkien story, and this sounds and looks exactly what Tolkien feels like in my head. So, kudos on that already. And I can't wait for season, and that says a lot in my book. Now, House of the Dragon is almost done for the season, and it remains compelling viewing. It has its problems. It's not Game of Thrones, and it proudly wants to set itself apart, but then they go ahead and use the same theme music, so I'm like, oh, okay. But, the major difference between this and Thrones to me is that on Thrones, there were likable characters to follow from day one. And then even the unlikable characters became fun to watch. And, of course, there was Peter Dinklage. Now, House of the Dragon is, comparatively speaking, not fun. There's no humor, not a drop. And that's unfortunate. And there is no one really likable to follow. I also feel like every time I think, wow, this scene is going on way too long, then boom, someone gets killed, or a dragon shows up, or chaos ensues. So I'm like, oh, it's kind of like clockwork. But they have layered a really intricate story. The actors are great. And hey, there are dragons. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to the finale. I'm just not sure I will miss it quite as fondly as Rings when it is done. My biggest joy this season, next to Interview with the Vampire that we talked about last time, is from one that I didn't expect. Star Wars Andor on Disney+. 7 episodes in, and I think this one keeps getting better. Now, I thought it was a slow start for a couple of episodes at the beginning. Yeah. It really had me worried there for a bit. But then, once it started hitting its stride, wow. And I also felt, as many of you did, that it just didn't feel like Star Wars. Trust me, though, it gets there. It just takes its time. And honestly, I kind of felt the same way back in the day when Star Trek Deep Space Nine started, and it became one of my favorites in the franchise. Now, last week's episode 6, The Eye, I felt one of the best hours of TV I've seen all year. So if you've put this show aside or you just didn't want to keep going, get through it, watch a few more. Once you get up to where we're at now, it's really neat. I am getting the feeling that it feels like it's drawing you in onto the ground floor of the start of the rebellion against the Empire, and that feels really good. And there are still 5 more episodes left, so yay for shows with long seasons. It's like a 12-episode season. That never happens anymore. And if they keep this up, we're in for a good ride through the end of November. So that's all from me, guys. Now, what are you guys watching? And hopefully you've been watching some of these and we can chat about it. What do you think?
Oh, 100%. Well, Tara, you mentioned William Gibson, and I read Neuromancer when it first came out. And since then, that book was the winner of the Hugo, Nebula, and Philip K. Dick Award. It's a science fiction masterpiece. a classic that ranks as one of the 20th century's most potent visions of the future. When I
Absolutely.
read it, it was like, what the heck? It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was like it was different. It was different
Yeah.
sci-fi, and so I enjoyed it, but I didn't know it was going to blow up. And
Yeah.
now that this other series is based on one of his books, I'm super intrigued.
I was just
So I'm
looking at
definitely looking forward
yeah,
to
I was
that.
looking at his books here. Here's his
Mm-hmm.
list of.
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
just I just added the
Yeah.
book. I just added it to my wish list for the Peripheral. I didn't know it was based on that.
Ah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
but
Oh no, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch.
looks like he's got
Excellent.
some really interesting books. Burning
Yeah.
Chrome.
And
I
they
don't
and
like
the,
I don't like the title of that one already. Nope, don't like that one at all. Burning Chrome. Nope. We're not gonna buy that one. No. I did
Tara,
order one of
Tara,
his books, Alien 3,
you
which
gotta.
was really good, by the way.
Yeah, no, his stuff is good. It's very, very good. They're going to be
yeah.
probably
Good lord.
making stuff, movies and TV from his other works for a long time coming. But one of your fans, Karen, wink, wink, says that love 99% of your shows and recommendations. So that's
Cool.
Oh, that's good to hear.
of course, yeah. Oh, let's see.
Yay.
You're spot on. Yes.
Yeah,
What else I got? What else?
I
Hold on. We
agree.
got it.
The Andor was extremely slow to start, and I almost gave up
It
on it.
was. It was.
I was
Resident
that
Alien
close.
and Quantum Leap. Jeff Walters put those up.
Yep.
So
I
I don't
love
know.
Quant
Have you?
Jeff. I'm following it. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it.
I'm
It's
upset.
fun.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm way behind on Resident Alien, so I've got to get that back on my
Okay.
radar. But if you guys are watching Quantum Leap, it's good. It's quite good.
I haven't watched it yet.
I No, I haven't either. But Andor, I finished Andor. I finished it actually. I think it was yesterday, and like
Yeah,
I
me
said, it
too.
was like wow. It was so good, and
Yeah.
it took a little bit of the background to build up who he was. But I got to tell you that what I went with. I want to say open mind, but I wasn't because we chatted about it, and a lot of people had mentioned some things about it, not feeling like it's not. It doesn't open up like a typical Star Wars. But I got to tell you that I thought about it like this, right? My angle was, it's Rogue One, right? Think Rogue One.
Yes.
That's kind of like what they want us to think, going in. So if you're thinking Rogue One, it's going to be sort of like a little bit off center from a true Star Wars tale. And then they put it all together. It became like that. Well, we shouldn't give it away. So it's just
Yeah.
really good.
I would
Good.
say the
It's
acting
really,
Yeah.
really good.
the acting is really good
Yeah.
in it. I don't know
It
who
is.
I wonder who the
Yeah.
story writer is for that.
We should look that up because
Yeah, we should
I
probably look
liked
that
it.
up.
I liked it a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
And then of
Yeah,
course
yeah. I
Sandman.
have
I'm
to
still
look.
thinking about it. I'm still thinking about Sandman.
Did you watch
It was.
it?
I finished it. I
Oh,
binged it.
good. Okay.
Yeah. I binged the whole thing, and
Yeah.
I was really pleasantly surprised at how good it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it coming back. So that's definitely
I
Yeah,
was
me
okay with
too.
Sandman. Sandman, it started so slow. I picked up my phone and started looking up at Facebook stuff, and then I got lost.
No.
Oh, come on, man.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh crap! I don't know what the heck this is going from now. Why is there a guy in a glass bubble who's half naked?
Dude, you got it. Come on, man. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
And
It gives it the backstory to why things happen the way they do. It's central
yeah.
to the whole thing. It spins out
Yeah.
from there. You gotta, yeah. Oh, did
Yeah, I'm
Sandman
really
put
hoping
anyone to
they
sleep?
bring it back.
Dude, I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
I love really anything that Neil Gaiman has written. Since I found Sandman and got into that, then I read everything of
Oh, you
his.
did?
I'm
Wow.
always impressed. Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
huge
wow.
fan.
Um,
So if he's ever at the next Comic Con, guys, you know where to take me.
oh yeah. He actually he did. He was making the rounds for like before the pandemic. He was out there. and he was, I believe, he'd actually made it out to New York Comic Con at least once, and the
Yeah.
lines are just
Oh,
tremendous.
oh,
Just
yeah,
forget about it.
Well,
But
yeah.
you can always get
I
a master class with him.
oh
Oh, I've
really?
seen that. I know. I saw he's on Masterclass
Yeah,
as
here
a
you go.
teacher.
There you go.
Wow,
There you go.
Yeah,
Neil
He's
Gaiman
the
going to teach you
master.
man.
writing,
Yeah,
Wow. Oh,
the
that's
art
his
of
nice.
his.
storytelling.
If you look him up, Chris, you'll see he has a huge catalog of stuff that you could
Yeah.
pick from. His short stories, actually, if you could get his short stories on Audible, I think you'd be really impressed. They're quite good. And we were just talking about Good Omens. He co-wrote Good, the late great Terry Pratchett.
Oh, I love Terry
Um,
Pratchett. I've
oh,
listened
me
to a
too.
lot of his stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. If you like one, you will definitely like the other.
Rob says Gaiman over, man. I don't know. I never bought into the hype in the beginning when he first came on. It was all so popular. I didn't give into it, and then afterwards, like now, I'd pick up like some of the graphic novels. I'd look through them, and now with this show, I'm really impressed. It's really good. It was good. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was good.
Oh, great. Well, if
Oh
you ever
yeah,
want to check
definitely
out the
enjoyed it.
graphic novels, I think I have them all, so I can
Oh,
share
do
them.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's like I didn't know what is the problem sometimes if you don't start from the beginning and you kind of hear things. I mean, he was really well. He's been writing and well known. I remember picking up not from the beginning, but like somewhere in the middle, picking up one of those graphic novels and looking through it, and you're like, what is it?
What? Yeah.
Like what's going on? It's like, ah, no, this is too much. You gotta start from the beginning. And I'll tell you, I really enjoyed the show. I
Hmm.
really did. But I
I,
wanted to mention that I threw up this well, okay, on TV. I brought up on TV. I brought up on TV. I was flipping through and I put on The Magicians. I don't know if you watch The
Oh,
Magicians.
no.
I
It's
did. I
it's
did.
good. It's
Yeah,
good. And I, I,
it
I
was
just
good.
I think I'm gonna start rewatching the whole series. I really
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So I don't know if you guys are
Yeah,
into
I
it as
had,
well, but
I had fun.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
watched
really
the
good.
whole thing. I have the books too, and I watched the whole series. I think it gets a little problematic towards the end, like the last season or so. It's kind of like they don't really know where they're going with it, but
It seemed
it's
a
worth
little.
watching.
Yeah, it got a
Hmm.
little. I think they went way beyond the books, and then the
Yes.
story
Yeah.
kind of just. But towards the end, they kind of brought it back together. Like pretty much last few episodes. I think they kind of all brought it back together. I mean, there's one character that I still not sure why they got rid of. Like there's one character that just these, and then it's like what?
Yeah.
Why'd
Yeah.
they do that?
Why did they
Just
do
didn't
that? I
make
know exactly
sense.
what you're talking about. Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway,
So who is it? Spoiler alert.
No,
no, no,
stop!
no,
No
no, no.
spoilers!
You
No
know,
spoilers!
no. But it's
Ah,
definitely not you. You would not. You would never see this coming. And I was like, what?
yeah.
That's not.
Like that.
No.
Wait, where?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that
What
was that.
it
But
is.
there's
I,
there's we did the survey, guys. For those of us that went to New York Comic Con, I know that Chris and myself we filled out the survey, and we were brutally honest. We asked to see. I put down that I wanted some of the older classic representation at the convention. They wanted to know
So,
what shows we're anticipating, like what movies we are we looking forward to, what TV shows are we looking forward to coming back. They asked those questions. They were pretty good questions, and then of course they asked about like who would you want to see, like what characters are you, what personalities. So I filled mine out. Chris, who'd you put down
excuse me.
as he sneezes?
Sorry.
Who'd you
yeah,
who'd you
no.
put down
For
for any of it, from TV to who you want to see to
oh, you know
you're
who
in.
I put down first.
I put down Battlestar Galactica.
Well, I put down Battlestar Galactica, but I named names. So
Okay. Who'd you name?
Athena, right? Athena needs to come out.
You put down. You did. You put Maren Jensen.
Yep.
Excellent.
Mary,
Of
I
course.
put
I could have told you that one.
I put them all down. So, but I ripped them up for, they're placating to a younger audience that feels like to me
Yes.
they were trying to
Yeah.
make money more than they're trying to fuel a fandom. So
Yeah.
I think we had this discussion earlier, but it's very disappointing when you go to a good, and it was good. It was a good time. I would go again, but I'm not going to kill myself to go again. But
Correct.
it was good. I just it doesn't feel like they're concentrating on anybody that's over the age of 30.
Correct.
Anybody over the age of 30, they really could care less about you. It feels like that they're, we're going to make money off these other people, so they bring in all of the stuff that they possibly can to fuel the younger generation, which is nothing wrong with that, but it definitely does not feel, and it's probably not the right word for this, fair when it comes down to going to a con that you spend so much money to go to. It just, it's very corporate. It's not fan-driven, and it doesn't feel like they really care that anything other than anything of making money off of you. So that's kind of what that was my push. That's what I wrote up in there. I said, look, you're corporate. You're too corporate. I get it. That's what what you think draws in more money, and money seems to be more important to you than fandom. So.
Ooh, brutally honest.
Yeah.
I did mention. I mentioned Dune, right? I'm looking forward to the next Dune, right?
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the action movie John Wick 4, I believe it is. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and
Yeah.
What about
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Something Adam. Dwayne Johnson, the new one coming out.
Oh, Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'll say,
We'll
I'll
see.
say, I don't like. I think I said this last show. I don't like Lord of the Rings. I don't like The Hobbit. I don't like any of the other stuff. But I do like this recent show. So
Yeah,
I know. I'm so excited that you
caught up.
like it. It makes me so happy.
that's.
Did
caught
you
up.
finish it all, Chris? Or
I've got one episode left, I think. Wait a minute.
Okay.
No. The big surprise
caught
ending.
up.
Yeah, I just finished it right before I came to Mount Hecla. So
excellent.
I'm all caught up. I agree totally. And I actually haven't watched the other one. I only watched like one or two episodes, and just kind of like
of what one?
I don't know.
House of the Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
House
haven't
of the
watched that
Dragon.
one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one because it seems that they're cluing me in on what's going on. So they got this nice map that tells you where they're going.
On Rings. Yeah.
Yeah, what they're doing and everything else. That gives me a little bit better of a comfort with the show, and I feel more. I don't feel like I have to know everything else to watch it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a huge thing to say about Tolkien. And that's awesome.
Because
Jeff says Black Adam was just a mistake. Ooh, burn. Karen says, "Wow, TT, you said it all."
Thank you.
Oh boy!
Awesome.
All right, so there's definitely a lot of TV to watch, which is good.
Yep.
And we've always said that it's better to have more than less. And
Yes.
yeah, right. I've been to the Middle Earth, New Zealand, epic. Really?
Oh,
wow.
I've always wanted to see that.
Yes.
That's where they
I
filmed
vaguely-
the movies. Gorgeous.
I vaguely remember Tony telling me about that. I've over like lunch or something once. Yes, we had a discussion. He had told me about that. Love to see some pictures, man. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's TV. There's plenty of shows coming out, and again, just it's better to have them than not have them. It's just sometimes
Absolutely.
between our obligations and trying to catch up with all of them, it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
But
have you done
we'll
any
see.
books lately?
Oh, books.
Has anybody?
Yeah, of
We
course.
kind of.
Tara, what's the last book that you read? Doesn't matter what it is. What is it?
Oh my goodness, it's probably a cookbook.
Hey,
Okay.
No
my
joke.
my. It's
You
funny.
know about my obsession with the cookbooks, guys.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
funny. So we're cleaning out. We're cleaning out Mount Hecla. We're having a big yard. What would I say on Mount Hecla? We're going to go out into the frozen tundra and drop all our stuff out there and see if anybody wants to pick it up tomorrow. So tomorrow's frozen tundra day. So we're going to go ahead and drop all our stuff outside and see if anybody wants to pick any of it up. But during that, we found cookbooks from the 1950s and that belonged to my grandmother and my wife's mother, and it's some cool stuff. One of them is Duncan Hines cookbook, not Duncan Hines, but it's a tiny little cookbook with all of the recipes have Jello or something in them.
Oh, yeah, of course they do.
So my daughter's like, you know what we have to do? And I said, what do you want to do? She says, I want to go through. So I want to make all these 1970s and 60s cookbooks, and she says, I want to go through some of these and cook each one and do a vlog on it. I said, that sounds like a great idea.
Oh my
Go for
gosh!
it. Yeah.
Can I help? I'll cook them at the same time in my house, and we can compare and
Oh, that's
There you go.
contrast.
Yeah. So that was
That
your
would
last
make
book
me
was a
very
cookbook,
happy.
huh? So yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
definitely have some cookbooks.
I still have Hello Mark. I know we had PJ Berge on recently, and that was the one that I ordered on the Kindle. So I'm gonna be kept reading that one soon because it sounded amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was a really cool guest. I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
I also just finished a couple of Emily St. Mandel. Am I saying it wrong? No, it's Emily St. John Mandel. She wrote Station 11. If you caught the series Station 11 that was on last year, it was really, really good.
okay.
What's that
The
one
book is
about?
better.
What's
I feel like I can start almost every review with it takes place in a forbidden dystopian future. But that was the one that is focused on it's years after a major pandemic that kind of destroys everything, and you're following the lives of different people, and there's a group of Shakespearean performers that travel by carts to different settlements and they
yes.
put on shows and
Right. I remember you did yes, I remember you. I looked that up. Yeah.
That
So it
was
was good.
honestly it was one of the best books I ever read.
Huh.
Like the book,
What?
I think I read the book in one sitting. It was
No
so
way.
this woman's writing style is just so it makes you hungry. It makes you want to just keep reading the next. Oh, I'll just read one more page. Oh, I'll just read one more page, and then you're like, I'm done. How did that happen?
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't think that they could do it justice in a film or a miniseries, and they really did. I mean, they changed a lot. They always do, but it was terrific. I would suggest reading the book. I think seeing the series. Watch the series too because it's excellent. But the book is just so beautiful.
What's the series on? Is that the HBO one?
I don't remember if it was HBO or Paramount Plus, but I think it was HBO. I'm almost positive it was HBO. Yeah.
Oh, no
So
kidding.
check out Station 11 if you can. It's and again, you're following different characters, different walks of life, and what their world is now and how they made it through the pandemic. But it has kind of a tie-in for us, I feel like, because it explains how fans are and the power of fandoms, and how there's this one book, this comic called Station 11 that becomes kind of the through line in a lot of the different storylines. And it's like I come much without giving anything away, but definitely check it out if you're looking for a read. Yeah. And I just read a couple of her other books. The others also have like a bit of a sci-fi bent to them, and I'm hoping that they get adapted as well. So I don't want to say too much. I don't want to give anything away, but they're good. She's good. I think she's from Canada, and I'm following her stuff when I'm not reading my cookbooks.
Nice. By the way, Jeff Walters says, love those cookbooks from the 50s, how to make a leather shoe taste like a steak.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
some of those cookbooks from the 50s are very a woman's place is in the kitchen style writing.
Oh, politically
Yeah,
incorrect.
very
Is that
politically
what you meant?
incorrect. So
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh
whoa.
yeah.
Yeah, you read through that like, damn.
Rob, Rob says, our very own Rob Baumer says that Vincent Price authored one or two cookbooks.
Yes, he did, Rob, and I actually have them too in my collection
Ooh.
of cookbooks.
Oh
I'm a huge
boy.
Vincent Price fan. He was a well-regarded gourmet, and his original cookbook is outstanding. So yeah,
No
that's my
kidding.
other sideline, guys. I collect cookbooks and vintage cookbooks and rare cookbooks, and I know it's
If
crazy.
Ooh.
there's any you're looking for, I think I have them.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh
We're
boy.
gonna hook up on this.
Awesome. Very cool.
How about you,
It's
Pete?
the simple
Latest
things in
book?
life. Yeah. Actually, I'm finishing up. I started one and then I jumped to another, but
Oh, I
these
can't
are the
do that.
voyages.
I can't do that. I've got to.
Oh, I
If I'm
do
in
all.
one book, I can't go to another book at the same time. I have to finish one to go to the next one.
Oh no, I do that all the time, dude.
Ugh,
I
It's
have
this
multiple going at once.
I can't
the
do that.
story Gene Roddenberry and Robert H. Justman wanted you to know. These are the voyages, TOS season one, and it's by Mark Cushman with Susan Osborne, and it's narrated by Vic Mignogna, who did the
Oh,
Star Trek.
yeah.
Yeah,
Star Trek
Okay,
continues.
cool.
but the
Very
book
cool
though
guy.
is
I've met him.
oh yeah, but the book is excellent. The book itself is it brings you, it narrates you through with quotes from the actual individuals that were involved in the production of the original Star Trek, and it's got insights. It's really, I actually own the book itself, and I started reading it, and I put it down a couple years ago, and then I just got the audio book, and I'm about halfway. It's like 25 hours, and the details in it are just phenomenal. So really enjoyed that. So that I'm going to go back and finish that, but I got distracted, and so I ended up going back to the Warhammer 40,000 world, and I'm reading or I'm listening to Dante by Guy Halley, and it's phenomenal. I only have 16 minutes left of that, and it's
Oh,
really
cool.
really good. I know Chris said you didn't
Nice.
like the Warhammer world, but
No, I just didn't do it. I mean,
it's just incredible.
I
This
do
book is
like
really good.
I do like sci-fi, military sci-fi, but it just didn't. It wasn't good. It just didn't do it for me.
Nah, yeah, just I got distracted just a little, Rob, because you know the Star Trek book is it's like watching a documentary, and there's so much detail that you know you want to pick up, you want to really like digest what they're telling you, and when I'm listening to 40K, you know I'm just going along for a ride. It's like a movie playing in your head, and it's just you know it's really good entertainment. But Guy Halley is real. I'm really impressed. I've gone through 5 of his so far. So those are the ones that I'm reading. Never mind, you know, the history and all that other stuff that I read is not what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my stuff.
Yeah.
I just
See, you're like
finished.
me. I feel like
Yeah.
I have a cookbook, a not something historic, nonfiction, and then some kind of fiction going at any given time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shatnerian
Yep.
pace without the Rob.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's just a lot. There's almost too much at any given point in time. But
Yeah.
I still have some books and some graphic novels that I'm going to dive into, Chris. So
Nice.
this Christmas season or you know I guess Thanksgiving, like around Thanksgiving, I'm going to dive into some of the other things that we've left out from the show. We have plenty of other
Oh my
books
gosh.
that were
I
given
mean,
to us. We got a
yeah.
lot of stuff.
I
So
could.
yeah.
So I mean, I'm a big. I drive a lot, so I could probably give you one book a week easily in regards to audiobooks. And I know Mediocre Modeler was able to listen to some of the books that I had mentioned before with Firefly, which is a really great group.
Yeah.
Most recent one I've been doing is hang on, I'll tell you my.
Are you gonna pull it up?
Here we go.
Cool.
This is my
Yeah, no,
latest
there's just
listens.
a lot of stuff out there.
These are my latest listens.
Oh yeah.
Hugh Howey. A lot of people don't know who he is. Look him up. Really interesting writer. It is post-apocalyptic style stuff, but this one is kind of cool. Across the Sand was a good one, but it's a continuing story, so you wouldn't want to drop into that. But Pete knows. I got Pete, and I think if you remember Dark Winds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The show Dark Winds.
Oh,
so the guy who wrote those
Totally.
books wrote 15 other books, or wrote those shows that was based on. Wrote 15 other books. So Dance Hall of the Dead and The Blessing Way are amazing books, and they're based on the Indian, the lore, and everything else. So
Nice.
and
Oh,
then
I love that.
Heavy Metal, Terran Scout Fleet, Vapor Trail, Terran Scout Fleet, Bone Shaker. These are all off of a Joshua Dalzell, which is another favorite author of mine. And then, of course, there's the last Firefly book that I listened to, which is, they really capture, if you get a chance to catch those, they really capture the thing. And this is the one Pete made me watch. I just want to get to that one. The first and only Gaunt's Ghost Book 1. And
Yeah.
it was okay. But once again, I felt similar to the Tolkien thing. You have to know this before you can listen to that, or watch this, or you watch the certain movies. Or I felt a little
It's
out
a big
of place.
world. It's
Yeah.
the Warhammer
Yeah.
40K world is a vast world. It's hard to it's
Yeah,
very
I don't know
hard
where
to
and that's supposed to be where the start is, and I'm like,
yeah.
I still got lost in a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good.
It's
So,
true.
yeah, I've got that's you're looking at page 1 of 15 of the books that I've finished lately. So, and including like Starship Troopers. I just finished Starship Troopers. I've never
You never read that book?
Starship
I've
Troopers.
read a bunch of Heinlein's books. That's
Yeah.
all cool stuff. But
So Starship
this is
Troopers,
something-
yeah. Oh yeah, the Sword of the Apocalypse. We got to watch. We got to do that one for sure.
we got to do this one. So
Yeah,
this is something that it's they were negotiating whether to turn this into an actual show for one of the networks or one of the cable are gonna probably turn that in. So that was from the convention last year, and so we need to do this. We need to have the father and son team back on the show because we had actually done an interview with them at.
Well, I don't know. I didn't win the sword, so.
No, you didn't. That's right. There was a raffle for the sword, which we contributed to, but that's okay. You don't seem to win a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, it's because I'm Cylon. That's all.
A new Star Wars audiobook opened today. Firefly series last week. This is from Mediocre Modeler. Jeff Walters wants an Ovion cookbook, which is.
What, did you say there's another Firefly book?
crazy.
There's another Firefly book?
For the Firefly series last week, a new Star Wars audiobook opened today, Shadow of the Sith, and finished the Firefly series last week. He finished all of them, so he's doing,
7.
Yeah, hey.
Hopefully, there's gonna be another one. You wait. There always is.
Soylent Green is people. That's true. That is correct. Yeah.
Have you tried that
It's a
yet?
very special.
Have you tried the drink? It's fantastic. Every Cylon should be drinking that.
Oh yeah. Of course. All right. So look, we did cover a little bit of some of. I mean, how do you cover a lot of the books? I mean, there's just so much stuff out there. So it's got to be more or less what we're into, and that was it. So which we haven't really done before. So we've covered that a little bit, and I'm glad we did. Looking forward to the shows, and let's see where that takes us. Movies, I don't know, not so much, right? There's not. I mean,
Not a lot in the near
Who's
future.
been to a movie lately? I don't
not
think
much.
I've been to a movie theater in over 3 years.
And you know what? Now I live in a really rural area. It's like if I want to go sing on a big screen, it's almost an hour and a half away. So that I have, I mean, there's small theaters closer, but it's, I'm much more comfortable on my couch with my streaming, and I get
Yeah.
everything that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Chris. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I was
It's
actually
been at
in the
least
theater
3 years
seeing
since I've been to a movie theater, and I'm like, I don't want.
Yeah.
If I want overpriced popcorn, and sure, I'll go to the movie theater, but
Yeah.
and the size of a soda, they can double as your toilet later because you're going to need it.
Right? Yes,
You're halfway
that'll
through
be
the movie,
$20.
crossing your legs, going, "I gotta go because I drank this huge soda."
And it's $1 million bucks. So
Yeah. Plus, I can hit
Yeah,
pause
exactly.
and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, seriously.
very true.
But we're lucky. We live at a time when a lot of movies are hitting theaters and hitting streaming at the same time. So I think that's a win for everybody.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
I mean,
So-
Andor was this could be another. It could be another movie. It could have been.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could have been a movie.
Totally.
It might have read better as a movie because it started out slow, but it's like all these seasons that we're seeing, like Andor and all these other things, really could have been movies.
Sure.
And I wonder if they were
Oh.
ever sold that way, like the screen, like, hey, this is a screen. Oh, you know what? Let's take that and break it apart and make a series out of it.
Right.
Are the writers writing from movies anymore, or are they more like writing for the series? It used to be, and I think we read it in. I was listening to Save the Cat. One of the things Save the Cat writes for TV. I've been listening to that one lately, and they talk about how people who used to write for TV were like pariah. You're like, those guys are horrible, and but now that there's Netflix and there's Hulu and there's HBO Max and there's Apple and there's so a lot more writers have become writers for TV series compared to what they used to be for movies. There's less movie pitches and more TV series pitches than there ever has been, because now it's the now generation. If it's me, give it to me now. I want to watch the whole thing, kind of deal. So I think it's kind of flipped. I mean, now it's like people who write for movies are like, they write for movies because it's probably harder to sell to a movie now than it is for a TV series.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry, guys.
yeah.
Daisy just jumped into the picture for a
it's
second
fine.
there. And
You're
the little kitty walked
kitty.
all over me. She's very bad.
Aw.
She's bad girl.
Carl says-
Oh, look at that.
Top Gun 2, guys. Top
Yep.
Gun 2.
Yeah.
was a great-
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yep. those are the movies.
Ghostbusters Afterlife was so delightful. I know I reviewed it when it first came out, but oh my gosh, if you haven't seen it, please see it. It's really good. Really cute.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, look, looking forward to the next check-in, Tiny
Yes.
Bean. And,
Awesome.
Well, thank you
keep
for your
us-
time tonight too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
No, this was great, guys. Absolutely. And I will be back in a couple of weeks, and I'll have more stuff
Yes.
to talk about. Please watch The Peripheral for me, and we can
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about that.
That's
I'm looking
when's that
forward.
come on?
It starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bam. All right.
Now,
Jeff Anthony's on.
now I'm torn.
All
Do
right,
I
Jeff
watch
Anthony.
Peripheral before I listen to the
Jeff
book?
Anthony's on. Jeff Anthony, rewind and listen to the Rings of Power stuff.
Yeah, and not to mention, keep your eyes out for any UFO sightings, in case any of us are involved with any kind of any UFO stuff, any unidentified flying objects. We have a resident expert. So thanks for checking in, Jeff. Appreciate it. He put up a cat picture.
Daisy.
Yeah, my cat's with Mrs. Toaster right now.
Awesome.
We have a number of cats, but we have one cat that's the alien cat, and she is right now. She is playing a Dr. Tinkerbell. Her name's Tinkerbell. So she administers acupuncture as well as purring massage.
Listen, people pay a lot for that. Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the acupuncture
Oh
thing and the
boy.
purring massage on the neck.
Very
Yeah, it's perfect.
The
Got.
vibrations, they soothe the muscles. I know. I've been advocating this for years.
Oh goodness.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well, thanks again, Tara. Appreciate
all
it.
right.
And
Thank
looking
you
forward to
guys.
the next set of reviews, and we'll talk
All right.
about some more shows.
Cool.
Sweet. All right. All right, guys. I'll step
And bring
behind
up
the curtain.
bring up a sci-fi cookbook next time.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
See if you can find a
There's a
sci-fi
lot.
cookbook to talk to.
There's
Yeah.
there's a lot, and there's a lot of Tolkien cookbooks, a lot of
Really?
Middle Earth cookbooks. Yeah,
I
lots
know
of
there's
fun
something.
stuff.
Really?
I know there's something about
Yeah.
blue milk, and I know there's a Star Wars cookbook out there
Oh
somewhere.
yeah,
There's got to
definitely.
be.
There's a new Galaxy's Edge cookbook from Disney too. If you visit the Galaxy's Edge there, they have their own cookbook. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
on my short
How
list.
to cook? How to cook porgs?
Yeah.
Pork cooking.
Oh no,
101
no,
ways to
not
cook
Oh,
porg.
stop
poor
with you.
innocent porg.
Wow,
101
get
ways
out
to
of
cook
here.
porg. Yes.
No.
No, come on. Get out of here.
Awesome.
Oh,
All right, guys. Well, I will
gross.
sign off for
All right.
tonight, and I will again in a couple of weeks.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Take care,
Tara.
guys.
Take
Good
care.
night.
All
Good
right,
night.
cool. Awesome. Jeff Walters said he put it up on the chat, Jeff, so I'm going to read it off as he put up. I had a fourth encounter when I was 11 years old. I've been interviewed by cryptologists. I'm just reading the way you wrote it, so whatever. I guess, So that's pretty insane. We should definitely want to hear more about that. And yeah, John says, what did you see? And that's very, very interesting. So we should definitely consider having an episode where we discuss this stuff. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, why
And
not?
maybe we can have Jeff Anthony come on as one of our resident investigators, and we do a whole thing on it. There's a
Cool.
podcast where they interviewed me about the event and what happened. Very interesting, Jeff. So yeah, seen some crazy crap when I was in the Navy. Yes, I think all of us have seen some strange things at one point or
I
another.
saw some crazy stuff in the Navy, but it wasn't the UFOs.
Yeah, was it UFOs? Yeah, I think we've all seen some pretty stuff, pretty interesting. Was it Coast to Coast on the radio? Yeah, let's find out. Let's look into this. And guys, again, let's not forget that we're going to be announcing soon our 6-hour marathon. And Jeff is good. Jeff Anthony says, sure thing, Pete. Good. Have Mulder and Scully interviewed him. Rob, it sounds like it may have been, but I think Art Bell. Okay, I think
Art
we should
Bell.
maybe we should do a whole show on it. I think we'd have some fun
Yeah,
with it.
fun. I mean,
Yeah.
is it possible? I mean, I've listened out of the books in my library. I have a number of books about Atlantis. Atlantis
Yes.
is a big interest of mine in regards to some of the things that are there, but some of the crossovers. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are
And-
religious, and I apologize if I'm offending anyone. But there's a lot of crossovers between different religions and the big flood and the big migration, and then there's all the. I kind of like to listen to that stuff and find that stuff. It's kind of it's very interesting. Whether you believe or not, that's totally up to you, and that's what's great about fandoms and people. So you can actually look at those and say, yeah, I could believe
yeah.
that, or I could see how that could people can believe that. That's the other way of saying
Yeah.
it.
Carl Sagan wrote a great book that
What's
I
that one?
have, and it addresses a lot of the UFO stuff and how science can play into it. And I remember reading it a while ago. I think I am going to pull that back up and go over that and have that handy for our show.
Yeah, I wonder if it's an audiobook.
Well, you know what? I'll pull it up. It's really, really good. I'll pull it up. I'll get the title, and we'll prep it for as one of the books that we'll use, and then maybe we'll get some other stuff, and we can have Jeff talk a little bit about it. I think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, is that what it is, Jeff? Is it what's the name of that book? Is that what you just put up? Demon Haunted World? Is that the name of the book?
Hmm.
Because I remember reading that. Yeah, that's yeah. That was a while ago now. So that was really good. So yeah, we can use that, and then
I'm gonna look it up on Amazon.
let's have this. Let's set that up, Chris. We'll put that on the calendar at some point. But I was alluding to once again the 6 hour marathon that we're going to do. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to invite back a lot of our guests to pop on and tell us a little bit more on where they at, sort of like a revisit, an update from our past guests on our 6 hour, and we're going to work out a date because it's going to be a um, nice big chunk of the day. And I'm not sure, Chris, if you had in mind doing it after Thanksgiving or actually in December. I don't know why I threw out December,
Yeah,
so I think we'll probably do something like that.
yeah. I think December might work. Looking up Demon Haunted World in Audible, see if I can find it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So I think
That's a negative.
so we'll work
Oh
that
well.
out. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep. Oh yeah, I didn't think 6 hours with us is going to be torture enough for some of you.
We'll call up. We'll tap
Yep.
Von
So we had some
Babson.
ideas. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mediocre modeler wanted to do like a an interview in the middle of. He wants to interview us in the middle of the 6 hour. So I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly in the middle, but at some point, mediocre modeler will come on, and he's going to stream as well on one of his shows because he's got two as well.
Hmm.
So we're going to do that. So he will kind of interview us, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be very interesting how we play that out. And then we will be bringing back, like I said, Chris, we said we wanted to hear from the fans as well. So we're
Yeah.
definitely
So
going to
yeah, we're
have,
we're going
yeah,
to bring out some of the top our top fans and have them come on
yeah,
if you're available or if you want to, just so everybody can meet each other. It'd be kind of fun. I mean, you guys and gals. I always say guys. I apologize. Um, I'm not assuming any identities or genders. I just happened to say it that way when I was growing up. But all the people that type into the chat, let's get a chance to meet some of them and see who they really are. A lot of you guys and gals talk together, chat at each other every week. So why not give some people 5 minutes or so to say, hey, this is me and this is what I
yeah,
do and this is that. And so we've been throwing that around. So we kind of think we'll be doing that as well in that 6 hour period. So you're not
yeah.
just stuck listening to Pete and I for 6 whole hours. Although we really know that you would love that. So
But yeah, I think it's kind of fun. The whole idea of bringing all you guys on and giving everyone lining you up and bringing back our past guests. And I think you know what. Now that we're talking it out, Chris, it probably is better that we do it in December because it'll be sort of like the end of the calendar year,
yeah,
and it's a kind of like a wrap up. So over the last 2 years, we have a lot of
yep.
you that are following us. Fran,
And
we don't have a date yet, but we're definitely doing it in December now. I think that's what we're going to agree
yeah,
on.
we'll get a
Chris, I
date
think,
and let you know.
yeah,
And we're also tossing around a New Year's. Last year we did a New Year's watch, so we went on Zoom and we
yes,
all talked and watched a movie. I'm not
yeah,
going to
we
say
had
anything
a good
other
time with
than
that.
that because we don't want to let everybody in the world know that hey, we may be watching a movie together. And what particular movie that might be or copyright infringement, but
No,
we
because
yeah,
if you watch it at the same
same time.
time,
If you
that's
had it at your
okay.
house and we all watched it together, that's okay. So that's what we're
That's
going to
that's
do.
permitted. Yeah,
Hint, hint. So that's what we're going to do. So we may do that. Look to do that again. We had a good time last year, and I think that would be kind of fun. So what did we watch last year? I can't remember. Was it
1980,
was it Galactica 1980?
1980. Yep,
Yep, it was Galactica 1980. But it wasn't Starbucks Return.
yes, it
It was
was.
was it the first one? It was the
Oh, wait
very
a minute.
first
No,
Galactic.
we watched it all. Yeah, all together.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we did.
So maybe
So
we'll pick something out and watch it together again um, on Zoom or something like we did last year. So that was kind of fun. And everybody got to sit and drink and talk, and it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a large Mystery Science Theater 3000.
All right. Fran says, can't be between the 1st and the 15th of December. I'll be in Europe those dates. All
Yeah, I
right.
can.
So we're
You can
working
broadcast
on
from
it.
Europe.
You could. My vision wasn't for that. It was probably a little like right after that. But we'll talk because we definitely, Fran, you got to come on. Clay and come on, you guys.
Sean,
We'd love to have all of you
Mediocre,
come on.
everybody, yeah. Just kind of
Carl,
Jeff.
I mean, come on, Jeff, all you
Yep.
guys, right? So it would be really cool if we can work this out. Paul, of course, Rob Baum, you're gonna come on. I mean, it would be kind of cool to get all you guys come on for a short spot. Come on, just say hello, break the ice. Kind of tell everybody a little bit about why we're watching and all that kind of thing. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think we'll really really enjoy that. James, I mean, all of you guys. Mediocre Model, of course, is going to do that whole interview thing. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a really, really good time. And and don't forget, we're going to invite back a lot of our guests that had come on to the show.
Yep.
So we'll put out the word, and hopefully we can get Eric Larson to come back. Von Babson is
Yeah, who knows?
someone that we.
Yeah, maybe we get Greg.
Yeah, we'll get all of them. We'll get
yeah.
everybody.
See what see
Yeah, it'd
who's,
be
who's
cool.
interested.
Baz, if we get Baz, Chris Laskowski, Reza Ramon. I mean, George. There's a couple of Georges that we work with between George Mellis and George Zuvalos and George G.
Yeah,
If
we've
you
been a lot
guys,
of Georges.
we get a lot of Georges. There's like a collection of Georges. Gary Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to
Yeah,
have
we'd love to
Gary
have him
Graham
back
come
on.
back. Just for a few minutes, just to tell us what's going on and
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So I think
It'd be
so.
fun if we could get him on to
Mediocre
play a
Model.
song. If you could
Oh, yeah.
live stream one of the songs from
One of the
his,
songs.
Sons
Yeah,
of Kirk.
we're definitely so that's the idea, guys. That's what we kind of put together. We formulated this thing. It went from 24 hours to 12 to a 6 hour, and then
I
we'll see
know.
what we do the following year.
We were looking for a Lawrence Welk style show.
Oh, I think we're gonna have a really good time. So yes, like I was saying, Von Babison is such a gentleman. He told us that given enough time, he would definitely come back to the show. So we definitely will have him back. Great guy, and and all the rest.
Oh,
Oh,
we
the
gotta put- we
Tucana
gotta put-
sisters.
Yeah.
Rob said the Tucana sisters. We sent out some feelers, waiting to see if we can get.
Yep.
There's definitely one of them that still
Yes.
performs. So yes, really big shoe. That's right.
We
Yeah.
have. Don't
Let's
ever
see.
forget. If you want to write this down, Pete, so I don't forget it.
Coswell,
to
thanks
put-
for joining us
We need to
live.
put Von Babison
Appreciate
in
it.
touch with that comic book guy that we ran into at the show near Comic Con.
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't
would be
remember who the
great.
guy was. Did you get
Yes,
his
'cause-
information?
Yeah, I think we took pictures of his stuff
Yeah, I'll have to
because
figure
that
out.
would be really cool.
Yeah, we need to get
Yeah,
them
yeah,
in
yeah,
touch
yeah.
because if he can't get so his father was a big jazz singer. Maybe if we can't
Yep.
get
West Coast.
his story
Yeah.
out, maybe it can come out as a comic or a graphic novel. I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah, we get them in touch with each other.
Mediocre modeler wants to get a bubble machine. Okay, buddy.
Oh, the Cylon bubble machine.
That's right. The Cylon bubble machine.
On Facebook, on eBay, I saw there's a Cylon calculator.
Fran. Yes, I saw the calculator. As a matter of fact,
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen one.
No, yeah, I've only seen the ads, never in real life. But I did see on YouTube there is a fan that he covers some of the more exotic and hard to find Galactica merchandise, and he did one on the Argentine bottle caps, and I thought it was really cool. So very hard to
Let's see
get.
if we get him on. Yeah.
Bring your daggets and pull the strings. Oh, Paul.
Oh man,
I don't.
I came that close to getting one on eBay a while back, and I'm like, do I really need that? Yeah, maybe.
Yes,
Then it went up to some astronomical number, and I said, "Eh."
yeah. I was like, nah, see ya. Aren't all Cylons calculators?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. So, guys, without further ado, we
Was it
have
that
the
time?
official
Oh.
Battlestar Galactica scrapbook,
Yes, we do,
and
because Chris forgot the Battlestar Galactica scrapbook. So I had to.
but you still read it.
I still
You're
read it.
still able to read it,
Yep.
and we're going to pick up where we left off, and we are now going to. I'm going to take my notes off of this page. This one fell apart, so I did not rip it apart. It just fell apart, and if you guys can see that, we're going to talk about Lauren Green, Commander Dama.
Faulty human design.
Yes, this is such a great picture. Look at that.
Which one's
Great
that one?
pick.
Did you send me that?
And so we're going to cover Lauren Green, and then we'll do Terry Carter, Colonel Ty. Very interesting in an actor. I learned a few things, and I shared with you guys that I've read this book no less than 3 times, and I used it every time I was going to meet any of them. I would go to this, and I distinctly remember the first time I met Terry Carter. I went and I read up on his background, and talked to him a little bit about a couple of things, which we'll get to in a minute. But these write-ups, these bios, Chris, they start out with a little bit of like who their characters are on the
Right.
show.
I think it starts out like a summary of their acting abilities for the character. So they talk about like Adama. They come out and they talk about the fatherly figure that he is. So we all know he's from other shows, but they don't mention those other shows till a couple of paragraphs down. But the very first ones. I mean, even if you look at the acting ability, it's really you kind of it's like they're giving you a Siskel and Ebert review of the actor in
Yes,
that
that's
particular
exactly what
role.
they're doing. Yeah,
And-
that's what the author's doing. Yeah,
Yeah, so he does that at the beginning. I like it because, this in this picture, the Adama one here is, they talk about his fatherly presence and how somebody without the skills that he may have done something different for the character. Now,
oh, I agree.
yeah, and what he writes in here, I think, is totally true. Is in regards to, the person who invented the character, Adama, which is of course Adam, close to the beginning of the race, or whatever else, and the person who invented the character, of course, Glenn Larson. They invent the character, and then the actor portrays the character. So there's a little bit of a 50-50 in there, maybe a 60-40, in regards to what an actor brings to that character. And I really did, after reading this, I really kind of got with it and said, you know what, this is pretty spot on. I mean, this is,
Oh yeah,
here is a person who's playing a father, a commander, and it's a pinnacle point in time, and he's still playing the fatherly figure. He's at the beginning of the show, he's like they even mention it. The first time you see Adama, he's staring out into the stars. He's staring out outside the stars and everything else, and he's troubled. He's worried. He's trying to convince. If you read the book, his friend, the president, who became president. But if you read the book, it talks you get a little bit more behind the scenes in regards to how they knew each other.
right.
And he's trying to talk some sense, and he's playing the father figure again. He's playing that piece, and he does it so well. And of course, if he goes through and he says, the Cylons were once living creatures who have now become machines. Adama says to them, they hate humans with every fiber of their existence. We love freedom. We love independence. To feel, to question, to rebel against oppression, it's alien. It's an alien way of existing that they will never accept. So, and he's talking about all humans at this point in time. He's talking about everybody in humanity itself. So, I mean, what do you think, Pete? It's
No, I think that's that's the way
it's
to
the wisdom.
actually approach this,
Yeah,
because every every one of the character write ups, or the bios, they start the same way, right? So the
yeah,
author gives us, his take on, the character, where, its overall design, so to speak. Like, they are archetypes, right? So each one represents a very specific, character and traits, but he also analyzes it, right? So it's
hmm
in other words, he watched as much as was available to him, and then distilled the character. Went to the essence of who the characters are and wrote that up, like you were saying, right? So he talks about, like, who Dama is, where the name came from, the association that gives it the background, and
right,
then the interpretation. So, what is the actual interpretation of Lauren Green's Adama? Like, Adama now is this person that is this way, and he breaks it down. Like, we all know who Commander Adama is from the original Battlestar Galactica, right? He's this, serious, um, military man that's now been through some heavy loss, both on a personal level. His career was ending, and then it took a turn for the worse. And right
right,
when you think it's a turn for the worse, where he loses his son, this his world is destroyed. He finds out that his wife has been, and his home, on his home world, has been destroyed, and then all of humanity is being destroyed, or at least, the colonial world and the colonial humanity is being destroyed. So this is a man that's got to take all this in, and then he has to pivot and become a leader like never before. Like, nobody's seen a leader like this. He's got to put all that to the side and say, I'm gonna try to save whatever humans are left, and we're gonna go out on this voyage. And so, how do you do that, right? How does someone, act that? And
right.
one thing that I picked up on that I thought was interesting was that, Lauren Green was like, I'm I I'm acting most of the time on a bridge of this massive ship that, I had to come to terms with, this all this technology and this stuff that's there, and pretend that it's a place that I'm familiar with, that I know, that I've been there for, so long, and feel comfortable with, and then bring that command presence to that set. And I mean, you never think of it that way.
Right.
We don't think of it that way. We just see
And
the
yeah,
show. We
and
watch Battlestar Galactica, and it plays perfectly. Meanwhile, these actors are taking it all in and making it theirs.
it's funny that Lauren, Mr. Green, Lauren Green, um, he says he's like he's never when I read the script, my first reaction was wild. Then I thought, but how in heaven's name are they going to bring it off?
Yeah,
So he was a little bit worried about that, and plus this is his first science fiction
yes,
show or film or what. He'd never done any science fiction before.
never done sci-fi. And, hey Baz, thanks for joining us from down under.
Yay!
We're talking about Lauren Green and Commander Adama and that part of the scrapbook. So we're doing a deep dive into this. Um, it was, by 1978, sci-fi was out there, and, and
Yeah,
Star Wars had come out. But, thinking about how some of these actors, who had been around a bit, right? They'd been
yeah.
around the
This
block
He's
for a
no
while.
spring chicken. This guy's been
No,
acting for a
he was
long time.
he was 62
Yeah.
when he became Adama, but he had never been involved directly with science fiction. And that was a problem that Gene Roddenberry dealt with like 12 years before when he was putting together Star Trek. He had to like reach out and try to get people, actors and writers and producers that knew something about sci-fi, and there wasn't a lot of it. And I guess Lauren Green comes from this world where he was successful enough that he never had to get involved with anything sci-fi. So, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
And I mean, he dealt with it perfectly. I mean, this is the right guy. That they cast the right person for it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think,
I
and once again, the writing itself, some of the abilities, points to, hi, I got a cat. Yep, and there she is. All right, hold still. Hang on. She has to make herself known. And there she goes.
There, of course, perfect.
So, anyways, it's time for my massage.
There you go. So, actually, the fact you can watch all
Yep.
98 episodes and the end feel like you've had the personal experience of living in a fleet in space with all its tensions and dramas is testimony to the writing, sets, and
Oh yeah,
acting of
most
all
definitely.
the franchise, Baz. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely. Um, yeah,
So
so
yeah, so he's sorry, cat got me. I think so. There's some great scenes that were written that for Lauren Green and Adama. One of the great scenes was, he's down on the planet, and if you remember, he's sorting through the rubble that used to be his home,
yeah,
and he's holding
yeah,
a picture, and it says, so I'm sorry, Ela, I was never there for when you needed me. And then a couple minutes later, he has to confront a crowd of angry people and become
yeah,
a leader of these people, and have rally them and get them to come out. I mean, talk about uh, a flip flop with the story, the acting and the abilities and the story. It's just it's quite amazing writing, and it's quite amazing that he can pull that off. Whereas somebody who may be more adept into science fiction may try to play into it or make it more grandeur or something. Where Lauren, it seemed as he was very grounded. You believed at that point that he was in mourning,
yeah,
but he calls up to duty, and he does the duty that he has to do, and he knows he has to do it. He's the military man. Peace comes over, and that flip, just in that scene, the couple of minutes of scene right there was just, it was good. I mean, you could tell a seasoned actor.
oh yeah. And I'm responding to Fran put something up that's really deep. She
Um,
said they weren't characters, they were people that you identified with, cheered for, mourned and worried with. You wanted to be with them. And that's, in my opinion, right? That's what made it far superior that in and of itself, but also, in my opinion, better in that particular way, made it better for me to appreciate their anguish, through this that human bonding element, right? The cultural aspect of what they're going through,
mhm.
and so I was able to appreciate that aspect in and of itself more than I could then link up to with Star Wars, right? So ultimately, this is what I was going to get
Yeah,
to, right?
yeah.
Is the
Star
fact
Wars
that
was definitely.
it
I
was
didn't
was
get
just
the. It was a good
right.
story, but it didn't believe.
No,
I didn't believe the actors. You go
right.
back.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just a fun. It wasn't meant to be deep in any way. Whereas Galactica had depth to it, the overall story, the pathos, right?
Yep.
Exactly like Fran was saying, and that's what I identified with that. I thought, oh, so this is not just a one-off. It's not just, this like real quick, story, flight of fancy, and that's the end of it, which kind of Star Wars was. This wasn't. I was like, oh man, this
Yeah.
is really cool. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Thought it
So
was really cool.
yeah,
That's
did you
why I enjoyed
catch?
it so much.
So did you catch the one piece in here, which I don't know where it came from, but so he's talking about living, working in the science fiction world and everything else, and so this is Lauren Green's quote. He says, "Even in character, it's disconcerting to have a robot dog fix you with his laser beams, then cock his head to be petted." What? Laser beam eyes on a robot dog?
That sounds what?
What?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they are. Maybe Buffett's eyes are supposed to light up.
Yeah.
But, so
See, he says,
so we
he
didn't
says, I have
mention-
to imagine that this parallel world actually exists, that its social and cultural crises and its
Yeah.
fantastic creatures are real.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's the only way to
so-
behave normally under abnormal circumstances. That's a really
Right,
nice
which is a
quote, by the
quote.
way.
Yeah, and so we didn't mention the obvious. So he came directly from Bonanza,
Yep.
and he'd been on the show for 14 years, and
Playing the
actually
father,
he was 63 when BSG presented itself to him, and in the beginning he thought it was only going to be a 2-day-a-week job.
Psych!
and he'd been married a second time after raising 2 children into adulthood.
Yep.
He's a native of Canada. As a teen, he started to act early on. He made his way to New York and studied at the neighborhood playhouse. 2 years later, he returned back to Canada and took a job with the Canadian Broadcast Corporation. Interesting. And then, Chris, it's World War II.
Yeah.
Says he served. He served in World War II, and after the war returned to radio work. That's interesting. Co-founding the Jupiter Theater and founding the Academy of Radio Arts. That's cool, right?
Yep.
And then from there, in the 50s, he was involved again in New York theater, Hollywood films, and Canadian theater. And and before Bonanza, he appeared in many various productions. After Bonanza, he appeared in films named Earthquake and The Trial of Lee Harvey Oswald, which then led him to BSG. And he had done some other work, of course.
Yeah.
Green actually played Claudius to Hamlet, played by young John Colicos.
Yes.
Rob put that up.
Yeah, that's in here
they
too,
did
yeah.
mention, yeah, which is
It's-
really
they
cool.
kinda-
So
The way they mention it here is Lauren has faced off against the Cylon Empire at a previous time. So when he was on stage with Calicos, sorry.
because
But it's funny that they played bad and good and bad.
oh yeah, it's so.
It's
I mean,
swapped.
these guys are real.
It's a
real,
lot of people started out
theater-
in the theater.
in theater, and not to mention, I mean, he had done radio as well, and then of course a whole bunch of other movies. So that's a good one, Rob. Thanks. Let's see. I think it's really cool. Like these guys are bringing street creds. They really have a strong acting background, right? So it's
Right.
not only film, TV, but they got theater. I mean, Lorne Green. I mean, everybody knew him from Bonanza.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
and
he
he
was just
talks
known
about
for
Bonanza in here. It's
Yeah.
like, wasn't it boring playing the same person every week?
And he said no.
No, he says it's there's always a story change. There's always a story change.
Yeah.
You learn more about. Well, I liked what he says. He says is, you learn more about the other characters, and
Yeah.
how to be more of a father to those characters through the writing of the people who wrote the stories. So
Oh yeah.
so it's like he was growing as a father, the
Yeah.
same time they were growing as his children in Bonanza. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a cool
is
kind of
cool.
a cool way of looking at it. So they said, no, I was never tired of it. Bonanza is what, 13 years? How many years is Bonanza?
14.
14 years.
14 years. It's a long time.
And that's 1970s years.
Yeah.
Most of those, like Battlestar Galactica. Oh, it's one season. Yeah, one season was 24 episodes.
Right.
Right. So that's the number of episodes for a season is not like Netflix nowadays. 4 episodes,
6.
that's a season.
Yeah.
Or 6
Yeah.
episodes, that's a season.
Yeah.
No, it was 24. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a lot of work. A lot of your $6 Million Man and all those shows had 24 episodes, 23, 24 episodes for a season. And The Love Boat. I mean, I was trying to get through the 11 seasons of The Love Boat, but that's 24, 25 episodes a year, per season. So
Per season. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And that's
so,
why
when you think of Bonanza, you're like, oh, he was on Bonanza for 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize that's how many episodes that is.
And he went in thinking that it was going to be 2 days a week,
Yeah.
a 2 days a week series for him.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and it's not. Of course, he plays a central character, but that then brings us to Terry Carter and our beloved Colonel Ty.
Colonel Ty.
And
another person who started out in theater.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yep. Early career, he was a newsman for Boston WBI television. He was the first black newsman in New England.
Wow.
That's man. He grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and he wanted to be a doctor growing up.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one of the things that I will say here is that it's not in the bio, but I did want to bring it up, Chris, is that he also is a World War II veteran. It's not in the book. I just want to put that out.
Why they didn't put it in there?
Yeah, I don't know. Herb Jefferson told us that he didn't like talking about it, but he had done some pretty interesting and heroic things in World War II, but he really never wanted to talk about them. But so we'll leave it at that. However, while he was attending Northwestern University, he changed his mind from medicine to law.
Yeah. So he
Imagine
studied
that.
to be a lawyer.
Yes. And he got into St. John's University Law School. And while
that's no
he
small
was
feat to
there,
begin with.
no kidding. While he was there, he got the acting bug. And I asked him about it. This is when I read that, being that I finished my undergrad studies at St. John's University, I brought it up to him and we had an in-depth conversation. And I said, how do you go from being in law school to saying I'm gonna walk away from that? And he just said that it wasn't basically, once he got into law school, he realized that was not what he really wanted to do. And
Yeah.
I was like blown away when he told me that. But anyway, according to this, he joined the Greenwich Mews in Greenwich Village, which is in Manhattan, New York City. Moved on to Broadway. So he made his way into Broadway in 1954, leading role opposite Eartha Kitt in Mrs. Patterson. So, right? No small feat. Thought that was very interesting, Chris. And this I didn't realize. His thing with Sergeant Bilko,
Yes.
right? He
Yep.
was a TV regular and he was the sidekick
Yep.
to Sergeant Bilko.
McLeod was another one.
Yes, but by 1965, by 1965, he left acting and accepted the challenge of newscasting in Boston. So that's interesting. But he came to a crossroads. A few years later, he had to choose between staying in news or choosing a film career. He chose film and moved to...
Yeah. That wasn't a film career in the United States.
Yeah.
That was a film
Moved to
career in
London.
Europe. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to London And after 2 years of living in Rome and appearing in European films and writing screenplays, he returned to Hollywood for a part in, like you said,
Wouldn't it
McCloud.
wouldn't it be great to find or read a screenplay he wrote? I mean, he wrote
Yes, as
screenplays,
oh,
so
that
I
would be so
wonder.
cool.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be so cool to read one of the screenplays he wrote.
So, but wasn't that the goal of actors and actresses back then to land a series like a Bonanza or a $6 Million Man, which made their careers? Yes, mediocre modeler, of course.
Hmm.
WBZ, Rob corrected me, and that probably has to do with my scribbling. So apologies. Thank you, Rob. And Terry Carter was to play Boomer, but broke his leg and had a cast on
Yeah,
his
I
leg
remember
during
hearing
the
that.
filming, and you can see it on
Yeah,
certain on
at the beginning, yeah, he's
the,
limping around a
yeah, you
bit.
can see it if you watch carefully. Um, and let's see. The topic was notable voices associated with New England. Yes, Rob, you'd mentioned that. That's cool. Got to go, fellas. Lunch break over. Back on the clock.
Ah,
Good show, guys. I always enjoy dropping in, listening. He's starting to fiberglass the fuselage of
yes,
his Viper.
finally.
So drop in to say good day. Thank you for dropping in, Baz. Really appreciate it. You more power to you, buddy, and keep us posted on
Yep.
how that's all going. So, back
So
to Terry Carter.
that pretty
Um,
much rounds it out almost to the end. Do you got anything
well,
else?
yeah, I didn't realize that he appeared in films including Foxy Brown, Benji, um,
Benji, I
Possess
forgot.
My Soul, and he maintained both homes in L.A. and Rome. How do you
Yeah,
like that?
bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, that's super interesting. When I met him back in the 90s, early 90s, he was living at least half the time, no, most of the time, was still in Europe. And I believe he was in the Netherlands. And he was still making films and, writing
Huh.
screenplays and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to find his card. He had given me his business card. Um, Really nice man. The guy was really, really cool. I was lucky enough to meet him at Saratoga in New York at a small convention that did not do well at all. They
Oh,
all but shut it down by the second day. Yeah,
jeez.
and he was one of the guests. But we're going to continue next show, guys. We'll finish up the rest of this chapter in the scrapbook, and it
Which
continues
is
on with
Athena?
Herb Jefferson, right? It's Herb Jefferson
Herb Jefferson,
and
Athena.
Marion Jensen
That's all I
and
need to know.
Lorette Spang and Jane Seymour and Noah Hathaway, and that'll wrap up the end piece of the scrapbook.
Yep.
In terms of that chapter, sorry,
Chapter.
that
Yeah.
the chapter, right?
It's
We'll
not the
wrap
entire
up the
book.
chapter. So,
So we're
um,
also exploring the storybook now too. So
yeah, um, we announced Chris last week. We said that we're going to be doing the DeSantis. Uh,
yep.
it was a pilot movie, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
It
There's
was
a
a
pilot
pilot movie
script. Yep.
that would lead into a series. We have a script, and we're going to actually do it. So we're going to get into it. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you again next week, and we'll keep you posted on the guests, right, Chris? We have guests in the wings,
Yep. We got guests in
and
the
so
wings.
yeah,
A couple of
more videos.
yep videos, fan video or fan. Let's see, saying fan fiction. It's not it. Fan productions.
Fan
One of
productions,
which
yes.
one of which is a Batman fan production called The Oath. That should be coming out
Oh,
soon.
I'm looking
Uh,
forward to seeing
we're
that.
looking to interview the director for that one too, writer director.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's coming on. So that'd be cool.
It's gonna be cool. Very cool. Yeah, so we have a bunch of guys. So good night, Lola. Thank you for tuning in. Glad that you guys stopped in, and Fran and everybody else, and Jeff and George and Mediocre Modeler and Paul and Baz and Chris Laskowski and Rob Baum, Carl. Um, I don't know. I hope I'm not missing anybody. You guys, a lot of you guys were checking in. free from the Cylon tyranny. Yes. Good night. Great show. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing Fran, of course. Fran, thank you. Looking forward to having everybody back again next week. Everybody that watches us in the reruns, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate it. We have so many fans around the world, whether it be Vietnam or Brazil, and the Philippines and Malaysia, Canada and Austria and the UK. I don't know, like down under, and I said Australia, New Zealand, and where am I missing?
Brigitte.
Brigitte in Austria. Yep. Cylon Rules,
Austria.
of course. MOUSC. That's right, Rob. And in Greece and in everywhere else.
Yep.
Just
in New York.
Thank you so much.
Country of New York.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget that you can see our show is also a podcast. So for those of you that we'll be putting up more podcast versions of the show. So thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to tell your friends. Please follow. We send out invites. Please follow us, guys. Please click the invites. We really, really need you to help us out with that. And if you want to contact us, of course, our email is info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. And for me, stay safe. See you at our next show. Keep the faith. And we'll sign off with our little motto, Chris.
Yep. So everybody, thank you for joining us. And once again, fans fuel the fleet.
Fans
and
fuel
we
the
will
fleet.
see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat place.
Thanks,
same
guys.
Same bat time.
That's right. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Be awesome.